Detroit City came in here tonight, same way we came in on, well, say Wednesday night when we went down to Toledo, as they were behind AFC Ann Arbor. And, of course, AFC Ann Arbor getting the victory last night over in Romeo there. So, basically, what Detroit City needed to do tonight was hold serve on their own once again. And going to now, let's go to the 31st minute of play here, where a beautiful pass coming up here. Hannah Crum will receive this ball. Beautiful turnaround here. Passes it to Kayla Addison. Addison puts it in the back of the net. 1-0 in favor of Detroit City. However, Kalamazoo seemed to get going here. 45th minute of play. Bailey Cohorn equalizes it on a wild goal here in the 45th minute, and we were even at the half at 1 apiece. Fast forward to the 49th minute. Kayla Addison, all on her own, gets stopped by the keeper, but gets her own rebound, puts it in the back of the net. Detroit City is back up by a score of 2-1, and a penalty occurred in the 82nd minute of play right here, and they point to the spot, and guess who gets to step up and make that PK? Kayla Addison buries it in the back of the net. Detroit City up 3-1, and yes, indeed, the Northern Guard was very appreciative of the hat trick as they came out in full force here tonight at Mayor's Riverfront Park. Detroit City FC 3, Kalamazoo FC 1. What does that mean? Well, of course, Detroit's back up top again as far as points go, maybe not points per match. This is a scenario that we have right now. Should Ann Arbor draw or lose tomorrow, Detroit City will be in the Central Conference playoffs that are happening in Pittsburgh. That has been announced today that the USLW playoffs for the Central Conference will take place in Pittsburgh for this year. So, no, we won't be hosting, unfortunately, at Keyworth Stadium. But, should we advance on? It could be possible. There could be a possibility here or there. We shall see. That match tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Sports Engine Play. Check it out if you need to. And like I said, we will do a special. We'll either do a special after hours or probably something on the TikTok. I will also share it on the socials as well. Should Detroit City either be eliminated or should Detroit City end up moving on in the competition. But fun times here, definitely tonight in Kalamazoo. Steve, I'm thinking it was a little bit nervous over at the clubhouse.
Hello, everybody. T-Polly Tucker coming to you from my home in Hamtramck, Michigan. Not at the city clubhouse. I was going to do this after the game, but there was another important thing. I did leave, and I did caught the tail end Devo over at Fillmore Theater. But I am caught up on all my highlights of a very exciting, very physical, and very good game between Detroit City FC and Hartford Athletic in the round 3 of the Jagermeister Cup. And believe it or not, it didn't start off with a great foot. How about 81 seconds into the game? Another little bit defensive lap for City. It hit off a defender, and in the good hands of Sebastian Anderson as Hartford take the goal in the second minute. Well, technically, the 82nd minute of the game, and then they were down 1-0. There was a lot of great chances for Detroit City. A lot of great band that was easily stopped by the Hartford goaltender. And I have his name right here. I have a lot of notes, so like that. But wait a minute. Hobarter, in probably one of the most sweetest goals you'll ever see, it was the doubleheader. And no, I'm not talking about baseball. A Detroit City shot Sutherland by a header of one Michael Bryant into the head of the soccer professor, Matt Shelton. He scored a goal, and it was a sweet goal. That was a really great goal. Well, the fan just went. Headed by Michael Bryant and into the great head of the soccer professor. And it was 1-1. And we were thinking, they tried to get a goal. Great equalizer. And then they scored, and it was stopped. Oh my, that was in the 29th minute. And that was a really great stop. But Unfortunately, Pittsburgh scored a goal in the near the end of the second period, and it was one of those weird goals. I'll say this guy, the goaltender, which I'm trying to. Oh yes, Michel Negra, 29th minute. I thought it was a good stopper, maybe offside. Caught Sebastian. Wait a minute, not Sebastian Cooey. Carlo Herrera a little bit off guard, went into the left side of the net, and to make it a 2-1 game. The second half, there was some good chances, a couple of great filling out process, but it was Detroit City trying to control the end. They did all their best to get the second goal of the game before panic set in. I don't think it was panic, but there was hope. Alfred Dupe, off the free kick, deflected by Michael Bryant and into the loving arm of one Matt Shelton. Yes, he gets a brace. The brace for his second goal. And hey, they were trying to go for the equalizer, and unfortunately they couldn't do it. So the match ended in a 2-2 draw, and they are about to go. And so they went to the dreaded penalty kicks. I'll get the note there. And we thought we were in it. The first goal scorer was Michel Negarin. He hit the left post, and we were excited. And then all to Alfred Dupe. He was about to score, but he was stopped by their goaltender. The second round, not but better. Goal attempt by Sebastian Anderson and Connor Russ were stopped as well. And then, the nervousness, that is the penalty shootout. Mohamed Alred scored to lead 1-0. Then Sebastian Gonzalez scored a goal to make it 1-1. Also, Joseph Farrell also scored to score 2-1. And then Haruki Yakamasadi, he scored a goal as well. It all came down to the fifth and final round. Adrian Diaz attempted a really good, but that was stopped by Carlos Herrera. And it was all in the foot of one Michael Bryant. He calmed down, be brave, and score a goal, and he did. And he won the game, and yes, he was doing airplane wing, hugging Carlo Herrera. Detroit City wins, final score. In a penalty kick shootout, 3-2. They do call it a draw, but they get the extra point. That's good news. And bad news. Oh, brother, because in the other game, I have to duck in a little bit. Oh, yeah, the other game, Pittsburgh facing on Westchester United in the other big game. Pittsburgh scored in the 15 minutes thanks to a goal from Bernita Jacquizenta. And that was all the goals you needed in that game. Pittsburgh wins 1-0. And yes, I said it would be good and it would be bad. So, what did this mean? Well, I said at the beginning of this week, they had to run out 2 regulation wins in a row. Unfortunately, this was a shootout win, so they get 2 points. Hartford, who lost, get 1 point. So, what's the mix? Rhode Island, who defeated Portland Heart to Pine, is well comfortable, and they're going to be in the knockout stage of the Jagermeister Cup. They got 9 points. Hartford with the shootout loss point got 7. Detroit City FC 5. They're still technically alive. Gone and eliminated from either wild card or group title play. Pittsburgh with 3 points. Portland Heart to Pine with 3. Thanks to the win against Detroit City the last game. And Westchester United, who is our last opponent, 0. So outside chance, we're going to look at the standing group races and is there an outside chance? But honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't see them getting into the wild card knockout group as a wild card. And by the way, shots on goal, by the way, if you wanted Detroit putting on the medal, 20 shots to Hartford 9, 4 of them on target each for Detroit City, and Hartford had the possession most of the first half with 59%, and Detroit City dominated the second half with 63%, and they edged it out 52-48. So that is the report from a very good night, by the way, for Detroit City, but I don't want to say their chances of getting into the knockout run has been shot, but hope and a prayer, maybe in the last match. By the way, the last Jagermeister Cup match will be against Westchester United at Keyworth Stadium at the end of July, and now we're going to have to focus our game next week against Oakland Roots. So that's the report from the Culture City HQ headquarters. Mad Cat, you got some happy people in Kalamazoo. Please report. Let's hope for a win.
In UPSL playoff action, Detroit City came away with a 5-1 victory over Duca C. The Pride Raiser total is up to $33,349. You can make your one-time donation, or you can adjust your pledges up until Monday at midnight at ngs.prideraiser.org. Thank you for your donations to this year's Pride Raiser. All right. Player of the match right here, Kayla Addison. Hat trick tonight. 4 goals on the year to equal Hannah Crum. Tough game tonight because you needed this win tonight to keep pace with Ann Arbor as things fall where they may in this final weekend of the USLW season. Great win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
Yep. So basically right now it's now a waiting game for y'all, and I mean Kalamazoo's always played about the game. Kalamazoo's always played you guys tough every single time. A couple draws here, a couple draws there, especially in this place.
Yeah.
And now you getting a big victory here tonight. How does it absolutely feel that you finally got this off your guys' back?
Well, to play here is kind of difficult because we play on turf all season long, and then you come here and it's grass, right? So they are a very tough opponent. They do try to make it difficult for us. They're very physical. So getting those 3 points in a very physical, challenging grass field game it makes it all better. The feeling is all better.
And now the aggravating part is waiting, because you guys have to wait till tomorrow to find out the result. How happy are you with the way the season's gone, regardless of how things turn out tomorrow in Ann Arbor?
We didn't start out so great, so we were kind of had our heads down for a minute, but then we picked our heads up after that second game, and we just continued to go after it and continue to see the positive, blissful side of everything, and just continue to go game after game, one after the next, and work hard for each other, win as a team, work as a unit.
Despite even having some of the pieces gone, various amounts of time. Obviously, no Sophia Romine tonight. You guys all put it together. The last couple times Sophia Romine has not been in the lineup, hasn't gone so well. She wasn't in the lineup again tonight. You guys seem to come together and put 3 points on the board. So it's a collective team effort, you would have to say.
Yeah, that's what I love about our team is even when people are missing, other people step up and we can still gel together, work together really well no matter who's on the pitch, and come out with a win.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping that tomorrow things fall where they may, or Sunday things fall where they may as we're recording this. And it might be a trip for Pittsburgh for you. Are you excited to go to the infamous Highmark Stadium? Should that happen?
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully make you'll if things fall out their way. Hopefully Detroit City will make their own Pittsburgh miracle for sure.
There we go.
Thank you, Kayla, for
You're
everything
welcome.
you do.
Thank
Place
you.
to win.
Tough place to win, and you finally did it tonight, Coach.
Yep.
I mean, the last couple times here, you managed to beat draws, and then tonight you come out with the 3-1 victory. Kayla Addison with the hat trick tonight, but it took everybody that was involved on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I said after the game, we kind of went through a few players that I thought had like particularly strong showings, but the reality is it was a complete team performance. The subs that came on, whether it was at halftime or early in the half or late on, they all contributed positively. Like everybody just seemed to be in sync tonight. It's a very hard place to play, and it's sometimes hard just to play the brand of soccer that we like to play because the ground isn't as predictable, and we had to adjust to that. But I just thought
I saw a couple people out there, slip and falls during the match and
tripping
stuff
over
like
the
that.
ball because it sticks to you differently on the grass, and it's just hard to receive it in the center of the field where it's a little bumpy. So we had to adapt. But I just thought, as the game went on, we just got better and better.
And I'm looking at some of the pitch right now, and it's like a little bit of a rolling pitch here. It's not neatly manicured, but you know what? It's the terrain you have to go on.
They deal with it too. Yep. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
both sides absolutely deal with it. And that first goal by Kayla, though, I mean, that was just brilliant teamwork there. Hannah Crum feeding the ball, right to Kayla. I mean,
yeah,
you can't plan a play better than that.
No, it was so well done. I mean, I thought our play leading up to that goal had been really strong. We were kind of probing and creating good sequences going forward, but that was just the icing on the cake. And what a smart, thoughtful, well-weighted pass from Hannah. And then Addie took it so well. Good first touch, across her body, unsavable, right in the corner, right in the side netting. And she was really on today. I thought even before that goal, that was like the best 15, 20 minutes of the season we'd seen from her, and she just you could tell she was gaining confidence with each minute, and she was fantastic tonight.
It was just and as you said, an all-around team effort there. I mean, despite in spite of Kayla getting the hat trick, though, they pull one back though just before halftime. I mean, what can you do about? I mean, it was like one of those goals. What do you do about it? Kind of like the couple that were in Ann Arbor first game of the year.
Yeah, I actually compared it to that when I was talking to Charlotte because she was worried she'd done something wrong. I was like, "You were in a good position. It's just like bad luck, really." It was, and I, credit to Kalamazoo. Like they were very effective on set pieces, and it was seemingly only a matter of time. I think Drew had cleared one off the line the previous corner, so you gotta recognize that they probably deserved that one. And that last 5-10 minutes of the half, they were really taking it to us. So I thought coming in 1-1, even though it was frustrating and it was a bad time to concede a goal, it was a fair scoreline at that point in the game, and I think it gave us a little bit of a rallying cry going into the second half. Like, hey, it hasn't been easy for us ever this season, and we've always responded well. And most of our wins, we've been level at the half, and we found a way in the second half. And tonight proved to be, the kind of the rule this season as opposed to the exception. So I was really pleased for them to, dig in and find a way.
Yeah, and that's what it was all about, finding a way to overcome that barrage by Kalamazoo FC late in that second half, or late in that first half, going into the second half, and it seemed that way. But Charlotte Huggard really, solidified herself as a good goaltender and a good basically an understudy to Miss Gabby Shriver as well, because it seems like that whole goaltending camp feeds off each other.
Yeah, we've been blessed with great goalkeepers. I mean, Gabby had a banner year last summer, and big question mark with who was going to step up when we found out she wasn't available. And I think Allison absolutely relished the opportunity that was given to her. And then this week, Charlotte did the same thing. We have three amazing goalkeepers with Kirsten Williams as well. And the dynamic between them is really special. I think a lot of times with goalkeepers, there's so much competition for that one spot that things are awkward or tense or just, it's a tough thing to live within, especially if you're not the one that's getting the nod. But I feel like the way they've interacted, the way they train together, the way they are, I mean, they're friends off the field, and it really shows. And they've made each other better all summer long. I think Charlotte pushed Allison to be her best self in the 8 games that Allison played. And then we knew when Charlotte was going to step up this week that she was going to be totally ready, because Allison in turn, encouraged her and gave her that like, hey, you got this, push. And then Kirsten was always there ready to help both of them. So it's just been really, I mean, as a coach, that's the best scenario you can hope for, because that's a tough thing to decide on a goalie and to keep them all feeling valued and like sharp. And I feel like it's just gone so well because of the attitude and the character that they bring to the table.
Great goaltending room indeed, that's for sure. So anything you want to bring let or give the supporters, as this is the last regular season match? We're hoping things go well. We end up in Pittsburgh. Yep. We hope. Anything you want to say to the supporters as we're closing out the year?
Yeah, just so appreciative to be the head coach of this team. The women are amazing. They're such good people. I don't even need to tell you what they are as players, because that's obvious from the outside. But for anyone who's unaware, this is like one of the coolest, kindest groups of women I've ever worked with. And the coaches, same thing. I'm really going to miss being a part of it, because it's a special group. But I also want to say how grateful we are as a team for the amazing support that we get. Glad we could put 3 up on the board for Pride Raiser before the month ended. Very proud of the way we finished. I told them in the huddle when the Ann Arbor game ended a week ago, it was a setback. It was disappointing and it was sad, but we kind of challenged ourselves like, hey, if we win both games this week, we're still in the mix, and Ann Arbor's going to have to get it done that Sunday game after. And, we did everything we could. And if we come up short, you got to give full credit to Ann Arbor, because they've been amazing all season, and they've been the team that stepped up. And, I won't be shocked when, if and when they step up and do it tomorrow. But there's some hope, and we're going to hold on to it. And if it doesn't go our way, I think we're still going to all feel very good about how this season ended. We've been very, very fortunate to be around a group that has that kind of character to finish the way they did.
Absolutely, for sure. It's been a great run. Thanks
been a for all the coverage and all the support.
Yeah, been a pleasure being with this guy all season long. I followed him at least all the road games this year. Every single road game I've been following these guys.
You have more stuff than I am. I love it. Thanks for everything, man.
Yes, and we appreciate Dave. We appreciate the club. Everybody involved with the Detroit City FC women throughout the year. Best of luck going forward. Hopefully, like I said, good positive result. They can go on to Pittsburgh after that and screw some crap up there. I'm trying to be clean.
Maybe it's not over.
Maybe it's not over, but until it is. But this has been a great ride. Another great ride. Another positive season. Over 20 points again in the division. A great positive going forward into next season as well. So for this guy here, Dave Dwayhe, and all of his wonderful staff with Detroit City FC's women's side, thank you again for an amazing season.
Thank you.
And we will see you again next week. Until then, folks, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.
Good night, everyone.